And this has been my kitchen. Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Cooking with SonicBlu, and today we got a very interesting recipe for us to try out. It's a very creamy, chickeny, vegetable-y dish that we call Creamy Chicken Divan. And here is how you put it together. First, I'm chopping up about 2.5, maybe 3 pounds of chicken breast and chopping it into cubes. Now, this dish is also going to contain not only cubed chicken, but 6 cans of cream of chicken soup, a lot of cheddar cheese, we got lemon juice, we got broccoli, we got mayonnaise, we got rice, and the broccoli, of course, which is behind us, and it's in the pot boiling up now. What I'm doing now is just cubing the chicken, and then all the other ingredients like the cream of chicken and the curry powder. Oh yes, curry powder will be in this as well. And all of those ingredients will be mixed together, but everything else will be cooked separately. Like your rice will be cooked separately from the broccoli, from the chicken, and everything will just come together when we're ready for that. And boy, is it going to be a very creamy chicken dish, which would almost be kind of like chicken and dumpling, only we're dealing with a lot of different ingredients than chicken and dumplings, but the same concept applies with the cream of chicken and chicken breast.
You know, we do have a faster way of doing this. Remember our certain little special magic we can do?
That's right, we have kitchen magic, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Well, then what do you say we use the kitchen magic to our advantage?
Yep.
And turn the rest of this chicken into cubes. And there you go, there's kitchen magic for you. That's how kitchen magic works, and that's how convenient it is when it works. But it probably won't work in your kitchen because you probably actually do need to go through the manual steps to cut this chicken into cubes. It doesn't cut itself, unfortunately, but with kitchen magic, anything is possible. So, now that we're done with the chicken, we're going to be browning it in the skillet. So let's bring the skillet over, actually, and pile it on. That's right, we are going to brown this chicken in this skillet with a little bit of oil, and a little bit is all we got left, so, but it'll be just the right amount for chicken. Chicken will produce its own juices while it cooks. And you don't have to worry about seasoning the chicken because we are going to be making a sauce that will be going over all of this, and seasoning just might change the flavor to something that you might not want. So all the flavor will be in the sauce and the rest of the ingredients that are going around it. So there's all of our chicken. Let's put this back over here for a moment and just show you that yeah, we have a mixing bowl, we have the cheese, there's our broccoli that have just been strained, and so that's ready to go. And we have 8 cups of water boiling in the background here for our rice. We're going to use 4 cups of rice to 8 cups of water. So remember, whatever rice you make, it's 1 part rice, 2 parts water. We're making 4 cups of rice, we need 8 cups of water. So we need a pot big enough to accommodate all that. So, got all that? Good. Because that prevents the spreading of salmonella. And especially when you're working with multiple different items like vegetables and starch and chicken, it's best not to cross-contaminate your food. So always keep your hands clean. Now, what is the next step in our plight to making this happen?
Making the sauce.
Make the sauce. All right, we got the mixing bowl for that.
3 cups of mayonnaise.
3 cups of mayo. 2 cups of mayo. 2. So we're not changing it to 4, it's 2. We got 2 cups of mayo. Let's grab our bowl and just plop it right down in there.
Really?
There we go.
Well,
It took a little effort, but now we need the spoon with the scraper again. And good thing we cleaned it earlier so that we can use it on our mayonnaise. There we go. There's our mayo.
tabs on the top
Pull
of them.
tabs are very
Those
convenient.
really come in handy.
They're very convenient to have. All you do is just yank it open, shake the lid, and just dump it down into your bowl with the mayonnaise. Getting as much of that out of there as possible. We don't have a rubber spatula again, but it's on my next to get list in my mind. I am making a mental note of the things that we need around the kitchen, and a rubber spatula is one of those things. But you can get all of that out of there as easy as pie, or in this case, easy as cream chicken soup. Okay. Now you don't need to get every single molecule out of these cans, but it does help in getting a little bit extra in your recipe. We're also going to be needing 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Let me get that real quick.
And
Here it is, right in front of me.
1 teaspoon of curry powder.
So 4 teaspoons of that? Tablespoons. 4 tablespoons lemon juice.
And 1 teaspoon of
1,
curry powder. And I'll
2,
be right back.
3, 4 of lemon. And we're doubling up on that recipe, so we will need 1 full teaspoon of curry powder, which we have right here. Just a teaspoon will do it. Okay, now we got that out of the way. We'll put this back. And we're going to give this a bit of a stir. Combine all of these ingredients together to make a creamy curry sauce. Looks really, really good so far. Alright, now to wash my hands again. You'll notice I'll do that constantly when I'm going through different recipes. Always good practice in the kitchen. Rinse that off, rinse that off, rinse that off. Good. We got our sauce, we got our broccoli, we got our chicken back here. Next thing we need to do is get rid of all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have 2 more cans of creamy chicken, so trash man, get rid of those. I'll add the other 2 cans of creamy chicken. And stir that in with the rest of the ingredients that are already combined. Because we need 6 cans, not 4. There they are. We found some rubber spatulas and a measuring cup. Bonus. Okay, well this one, the tab kind of went on me, so we are going to need to open this with a can opener. Luckily, we got a handheld one right here. Just going to take that off. Drop that in, give it a little shake, make a little love, get down tonight, get down tonight. Alright, now those can be thrown away. And with our spoon here, let's continue combining the rest of that sauce with those other 2 cans of cream of mushroom, or cream of chicken. Now we need to get the rice going without spilling it all over the counter, please. Thank you. Okay, now we got our water. Water is boiling. Now we're just going to dump the rice in it. And that is 8 cups. This is 4 cups. We have the 4 cups of rice. So, just for a measure, 2 pounds of rice equals 4 cups. So, interesting things we find out while working in the kitchen. Mistakes become not so mistakes when you realize your measurements were right on par all along. I love when a plan comes together. Who said that anyway? Anyway. Now we're going to add the rest of this oil. It's just going to take a little shot of oil, but we don't have that much left anyhow, so we're just going to add the rest of this oil to that chicken. We're going to brown it. And I'm going to have to move this over here because this is the only one that works. So turn that up to a 7, and we're going to need a separate spoon for that. Now when you're working with chicken and you're working with other types of foods, you want to have separate spoons for separate purposes. This is our rice spoon. That's going to be the spoon we're going to use to stir the rice. We're going to need to also get a lid on this. While we are waiting for the chicken to heat up, this slotted spoon is going to be our chicken spoon. And at least until this chicken cooks up, it's going to be the only spoon we use for the chicken. Remember, cross-contamination is no fun. So it's no fair spreading salmonella to the rest of your meal. So leave one spoon with one purpose. Got it.
And you mix the rice and you mix the broccoli together in this one.
Rice and broccoli together in this one. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start off by taking our strained broccoli and just dropping it right in that bowl, because the rice is going to go in here with the broccoli. So there we go. There's our broccoli on the side with our sauce. And we really didn't need all this rice, but it was a good measure to know your measurements. So that was just a little experiment. Even though we didn't need it, but we did need it in a way, it just wasn't going to go into our pot here. So keep a good eye on our chicken here. Make sure that you keep stirring it, don't burn it. And you want all these pieces to be completely white, no pink. And we will also want to drain the chicken when it has become fully cooked. Okay, yes, it is turned on. I want to make sure it's turned on. What we're going to do is we're going to put these aside, let that cook up some. I'm going to clean this up, and basically with that cheese there, 10 minutes before it comes out of the oven, we're going to be putting cheese over the top of it, allowing the oven to bake the rest of that 10 minutes out and allow the cheese to melt over the top of everything. And when we pull it out of the oven, it's going to be a heavenly treat. It's just going to take a lot to get there. But will it be worth it? That's what the question is when we are ready to serve. And from what I hear, it will be worth it. We need to pay more attention to the chicken. With the rice, you don't really need to pay as much attention. You just need to stir it occasionally. With chicken, you want to stir it constantly. But always good measure to keep your eye on both the rice and the chicken, because you don't want either one to cook wrong. Yeah, you definitely don't want to cook that too fast. Rice is a non-quick meal. You want to take your time with that. So medium to medium-low on the rice when it boils, and let the rice cook up. It needs to be a slower process. Now the chicken will be just fine. The chicken will be fine. It's going to sit there. It's going to cook. It's going to whiten up a bit. You just need to stir it on occasion. The rice, stir that even on a slighter occasion. But the rice is looking good. It's not sticking. It's not burning on the bottom. So that's the one thing that you want to look for, is make sure your rice doesn't burn on the bottom of the pan or the pot, whatever you happen to be cooking in. And just stir that stuff occasionally, maybe once or twice during its whole cooking duration. But with the chicken, you need to give it a little more occasional stir than you do with the rice. So we don't want to complicate the recipe by adding too many seasonings. So this will be cooked unseasoned. You get plenty of flavor from the sauce and everything else. You just don't really want to complicate too many things with too many seasonings flying around. Because I want to taste this recipe at its bare basic. And that means cooking your chicken without seasoning, but you add a little bit of oil to help cook it along a little faster, a little more thorough, and lots of rice and lots of sauce. Look at all that sauce. That is a lot of sauce, but it's going to be needed, trust me, to make your chicken dish as creamy as possible.
Yeah,
I still see a little pink there, so let it cook for some more. There's that pink. We don't want no pink chicken. It wants to start a fight. No, not that kind of pink. I know you tend to say so what, but we can't say that to pink chicken.
No.
No, you don't want to ignore pink chicken. So cook it thoroughly, cook it well. And in the meantime, I'm going to give a few extra whisks to our sauce. Make sure that it's combined properly. Okay, so sauce goes way over the top, and we're just going to mix the broccoli with the rice together. We're going to use our rice spoon for that purpose. Remember, the slotted one is for chicken, the non-slotted for rice. Okay, let's give a quick look in our rice, see how we're doing, and a lot of that water just cooked right out of it. Doesn't take long to cook rice. We all know William wants to worship his rice cooker, but not everybody has the convenience of a rice cooker in your home.
If I really wanted to smack them, I would walk over there and do so.
Well, I'm kind of in the way anyway. You'd have to go.
You don't even have to do it.
This is what happens when you have a full house. My mom's about ready to smack somebody here in 2 seconds. But
She wants to start a fight. Na, 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 na. We're all gonna start a
what you
fight.
said? I didn't.
No, I wanted to. He doesn't. He says I'm not going to hit him. I'm going to kiss him.
Okay. Okay. We'll go with that.
Well, that rice is pretty much ready to go. It is fully cooked and absorbed. I'm just going to try a little bit of it just to make sure.
We're gonna throw you off the set. No, we're not gonna do that to you.
Okay, back on the camera. All right. Now, how you can tell that your rice is fully cooked is very simple. All you got to do now, it's very, very common practice for chefs and cooks alike to taste their food as they cook. Rice is definitely one of those times. Ooh, that's hot. Get a little bit of rice here and just kind of test it for firmness against softness and see if it's either firm or soft enough to use in your recipes. Just like this. That's perfect. Not too firm, not too soft. It's right in between there. So I am going to take this off and take it right over to our broccoli. And no, it doesn't. Well, it's mainstays. Mainstays are usually very, very flexible, so we will need something probably like the aid of a better spoon. Oh, the sauce spoon. Yeah, yeah, good idea. Okay. Why don't you here? Put this over here real quick. I can only do one thing at a time.
He's talented, but not that.
Not multi-armed. No, not an octopus or a spider. If I did, then I could do amazing things in the kitchen and on the show. But since I don't have 8 arms, that is an impossibility. Okay. All right. We are going to put this mainstay spoon, which is so flexible, it's a joke. We're going to put that aside. I bought it because that's all I could afford at the time. We'll get better spoons, don't worry. We'll get better spoons, don't worry.
No worries.
Don't worry. Okay, I'm going to drop that rice down into
Get
our
your
bowl.
butt out of here, Izzy. Sorry.
We're going to drop our rice down into our bowl. Well, this has got to be the most wackiest episode of Cooking with SonicBlu we've ever done.
Nah, that's what you get when you have a full house.
Everywhere you go, everywhere you go. Should we invite the Tanners over?
No.
Then it'll really be a full house.
No. We wouldn't have any room to move around.
Well, they only live in just over in San Francisco. That's the hop, skip, and a jump away from here, isn't it?
Actually, they already moved out of that house, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, did they? Are they not in San Francisco anymore?
They're still in San Francisco. I just don't know.
It's the same house.
Oh, is it the same? Wow.
It's the same house. It's the same set.
That's impressive. I guess for all those nostalgia nuts, it has to be the same set. There we go. It's well incorporated with the rice and the broccoli.
Alrighty then.
I'll put that aside and just go with this spoon. All right, now, since this is ready, and I'm going to look at our chicken real quick. And
chicken.
this looks like it's getting ready too. Let's just give it a good mix and ensure that all the pink is indeed cooked out of it. And we're not going to be eating any raw parts of chicken. I did see a little touch of pink, so we're just going to let it cook just a tad bit more. It's almost there. We almost got it. But when in doubt, let it cook more. Because you don't want to risk your health
That's a lot of chicken.
for cooking chicken properly. You don't want to risk your health for that and getting cooking done earlier. So, do like that. I'm going to put this in here. And while we're waiting on that chicken, let's begin with our first layer of the rice and broccoli combo at the bottom of the pan. Now you want to take some cooking spray and really grease up the bottom of that pan really good and all around the sides too, because you don't want this to stick. So we're just going to add all of that together on the bottom layer over here. Just kind of spread this down. Until you are ready to go with your next step, and that would be the chicken. Now, once again, giving it another very careful investigation to make sure all of those pink pieces are cooked out, and they certainly are this time. I don't see any pink, not even a speckle of pink. All right, that'll do just nicely. Odd pan coming through. All right, here we go. Drain all your chicken. Yep, got a lot of juice in there. So drain all your chicken. Okay, I'm going to set this aside and make sure that everything is turned off. Yes, they are. Okay, we're going to take our chicken and shake all that juice out of there. That's hot. Alright, as now we're working with cooked chicken, we can now use this spoon to spoon cooked chicken over the top of our rice and broccoli mixture. And you'll find that this pan will accommodate this amount of chicken just right. But you want to spread it evenly. So I'm going to go ahead and dump the rest of that out and then just use our spoon to spread our chicken right across the pan just like this, and you'll find that you'll have plenty of room for the chicken we've cooked. Now you're going to need a very big pan for this too, so if you can help it, find the biggest casserole pan or casserole dish like this you can find, and this will be perfect for this amount of ingredients that we're using tonight. And there we go, a little bit over this way, a little bit over that way, and that's good enough for government work. Now we're going to be ready for the saucing. Let's get ready for the sauce. And yeah, it all comes together. We're not going to cross-contaminate this time because that's cooked chicken. Don't have to worry about cross-contaminating cooked chicken with cooked food because all the bacterias of raw chicken are gone, obliterated. You don't have to worry about them anymore. Just as long as your cooked chicken will stay away from any further raw meats. But as far as this meal goes, you won't worry about cross-contamination. Okay, just carefully spoon that sauce over and then occasionally stop and do a little spread. Make sure you get it all coated and covered as evenly as possible. If you got a little too much, just kind of move it down this way and spread it down. We still got plenty of sauce to go. And now we're going to cover this part of the area. Okay, down into that hole there. Okay, and across there. I'm going to get to it. I can't snap my fingers into camera magic right now because I am too much concentrating on filling all the holes.
Well, you missed a hole right there. There you got it.
No, there's still one more I need to get, and that's right here in the
over
corner.
there in the corner.
See, you missed that one. And this one.
You gotta get the top part.
And this one. So you missed 3 holes
You missed
that I got. You missed 3 holes that I've managed to get. So now who's slacking? See? I know what I'm doing. Okay. Now since this spoon doubles as a scraper, we can get more of that sauce out of there and into our meal. Because the more sauce that goes into our meal doesn't wind up going into the sink later. Besides, we took the time to make all this sauce, we might as well take the time to put it into our dish. There we go. That should be good enough. Like I said, you're not going to get every single molecule, but get as much as you can. Okay, you can fill that area up, nice and smooth, there we go. And then right across this way. And if you see any pieces of chicken poking up over the sauce, just kind of push them back down again. And a little bit more this way. And we have got it. Yay! Alright, the last step is the cheese, but we don't do that until 10 minutes before we pull it out of the oven. So, speaking about ovens, our oven is preheated to 350. Let's slide this big bad boy into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit and let it bake for 35 minutes. And then we're going to pull it out, cheese it, and put it back for another 10 minutes. When we pull it out of the oven and let it sit for a while before we serve it, and then when we serve it, we're going to have an amazing creamy chicken divan. And you can enjoy the same thing by following along with us at your home. But let's give it that little 35-minute wait, and I'm going to sit down for a bit. See you then. It's time for the cheesing. So let's pull this out and see how well it's looking. And it looks real good. Look at that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And that's all filled up to the top too, so let's carefully remove this from the oven. Ooh, this is heavy too. Right like that. Be very careful. Very heavy. Now, we're gonna just top this with cheese. Right over the top of all that sauce. I'm pretty sure that we're under the implication the more cheese, the merrier.
Yeah, usually.
So I'm just going to top a little around the edges first and then just fill in the middle with cheese. And just go around the edges and carefully put this down. Okay, that is cheesed. Now that we have our dish fully cheesed, let's put this back into the oven very carefully once again. And we'll finish out the rest of that 10 minutes baking that cheese until it melts. And then we'll have a final product and we'll call upon the power of the rest of the household to come and share this delectable meal. A meal that we call Creamy Chicken Divan. It's got a classy name to it, doesn't it? So, man, well, if we have that much cheese left over, if you really want to, with some of the extra cheese, and if you have some party guests that are coming over, let me show you how to make a quick cheese ball. You just take a little handful of shredded cheese like this, and what you want to do is just kind of wad it up into a ball really tightly. Then if you had some chopped almonds, you roll this ball into some chopped almonds and you serve it to your guests. Your guests will love it. And it's very simple. All you gotta do is just wad it up into a ball like this. Make sure it doesn't crumble too much. Until you have a ball of cheese. Here's a cheese ball. So making cheese balls is quite easy, but since it's also very time consuming, we don't have all the ingredients, I'm just going to eat this one. Like I said, we really love our cheese here. But I really can't wait for that cheesy goodness to finish too. So, we'll see you in about 10 more minutes. It's been 10 minutes, so let's check it out. Whoa, whoa, whew. Yeah, you definitely need to put a pan underneath the big pan to catch all that cheese. That's one of my cardinal rules that I kind of overlooked, but I didn't think that was too necessary. But hey, look at that. The cheese is melted and ready to come out of that oven. Come on out of there.
You gonna be able to get that okay?
Yep, I got it.
Alright, let's
Got
go.
it.
Let's go ahead and shut that.
Shut it down, shut it off, and let that just, whoo, man. Oh, my eyes are watering after that one, but hey, look at that. We are all ready. Now all this has to do is just sit for a bit, let it cool off before you serve it. This thing, you have to let cool off because this is hot. Oh, well, that is now cooling off. So we're gonna need some plates because we got a lot of people here, and I feel we got plastics.
Yeah, we got the plastic
We
ones.
need these because we don't have many plates to go around. So getting plastic plates for an occasion like this, when the whole family is over to enjoy some really good cooking, is very essential. So I'm gonna open up those plates, and we got plenty of Solo cups. We're ready to party, but not before we dig into this, which is our finished creamy chicken Divan. So I guess we ask everybody, when should I serve?
Whatever you wanted.
Let's do a taste test real quick, shall we? And we're just going to cut a little corner out of here and serve it onto a plate. I'm going to try to cut into this as neatly as possible, but I'm going to need one of these to scoop it onto, because I'm certainly not using my hand.
I don't think you'd want to anyway.
No, I don't think so either. Okay, very carefully catch some of the cream all the way around. Oh, there, I'm losing some. Okay, so it'll be a messy serve, but try to transfer it over as best as possible. Get the cheese up over there. So now I can go for the rest of this stuff. And get a good generous portion of that. And let's do a taste test of this real quick.
Let's.
For the purpose of plasticware comes a plastic fork. I'm going to get a piece with some cheese on it, which has everything together. The chicken, the rice, the broccoli, the cheese, the cream. Let's give it a taste test. Still going to be very hot. You know, this stuff is pretty delightful. I like it. Creamy Chicken Divan. It's cheesy, it's creamy, it's got a lot of chicken in it. It's good stuff all the way around. But don't just take my word for it. Make it in the privacy of your own kitchen and see how yours comes out. And let me know how your version of this recipe goes, because I'd love to hear about it. As far as we are concerned, this has been Cooking with SonicBlu. I am your host, SonicBlu, and this has been Creamy Chicken Divan. I'm going to enjoy some more, and hopefully you've made enough for your family. Because if not, you're going to have to make more. Because remember, if you're not cooking good, you're not eating good. And we're definitely eating good tonight. We mentioned whose recipe is this originally, because this is not one of my recipes. We are actually featuring a recipe that has been handed down from another source. It's an anonymous submission. Okay, well, the person who originated this recipe does not wish to be mentioned, so that's fine and dandy. We can keep privacy and share the recipe with all of you out there. Serves that person right, doesn't it? Want to be anonymous on my show? Then we'll show the recipe off. All right. Yeah, it is. It makes it more delicious that way too, doesn't it? let it bake for 30 minutes.
No, 25 minutes. Because it's
Well-
double.
45 minutes. We'll let it bake for 45 minutes. Is that including the 10 minutes before we cheese it?
No, but
We're going to bake it for 35 minutes, and then we're going to pull it out, cheese it, and put it back for another 10 minutes. See how they are? I'm glad I don't cook with them very often. Micromanaging, the double M's that don't belong in kitchens. Okay. The only double M's that belong in a kitchen, multi-millionaire. Don't let anybody tell you different. There's a micro, go manage it. Afterwards, we're gonna pull it out and have us a really nice cream chicken divan. Creamy chicken divan. So now, what did I say to start that up?